Hello, hello, hello. Wherever you are on this contemplative planet we call Earth, I sincerely hope you are having a sweet day, evening, or night, wherever you're located. Welcome to my channel on Blender Topics. A topic for the day, as I discovered, with the new asset browser, there is a slight flaw in it. It's not serious, but it's a slight flaw. And I'm not going to knock the asset browser because it's brand new to Blender. I'm sure over the coming years, these slight flaws that I found may be overcome. But it's still slight, but nothing major. So let's jump right on in. Let me open up Blend file number 1. That's what I have. I want to add these two to my asset browser. But before I even do that, let's get the asset browser set up. So let's go to Edit, Preferences, and let me make sure I have my I have three three paths open. My first path is called Founder. Make sure I got the right location for that. Yes, it's in my blend file up here with my mouse at. Documents blend on my window computer. That's good. My second file, asset 1. Make sure it's right. Click on it. See, I have to choose it. Asset where it is. I got my blend files in there. Good. Go to the next one. I don't think I have nothing in here. Number 2, because I probably just use one. So I don't got to worry about 2. So I can come back here and it's still learned. I can click on the X. Number 2 gone. Alright, so I click on the save and load. Save it. Make sure it's there. Now we're ready to rock and roll. Alright, so I want to click over here on this edit to type button. The one with the little clock on it. Let me see. And that's what it's called, edit to type. You go over to the far right, and the third one from the bottom is your asset browser, if you are new to this. And I also want to say, if you're new to Blender, I'll welcome you to still stay and learn, because this asset browser will benefit all levels of Blender users, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced, or an elite level user. The asset browser will come in handy. That's it. It's getting rid of, for the most part, it's doing away with the one called, let's say, link and a pin. I'm sure those two commands will still stay there in case you need it. But the asset browser basically can combine those two features. Alright, so I'm on my current file. Current file really just means current folder. But I can choose the actual name of my folder. It's called Founder. Current file and that folder is the same old, same old. Right now, I wanna for my cube 1. Yeah, I got cube, the yellow one. I'll add, or the brown one. I'll add that. You remember, and there's 2 ways, at least 2 ways to use the asset browser. I want to go over this. You click on Object, you choose Asset. And you got mark asset. You should use that if your right mouse button not working. It's dysfunctional of some kind. But the easiest way is come over to the outlier, right click, choose mark as asset. And you see, right in my Founder folder is there. I'm going to click over here to my second box. My second cube. Click on it. Click on it. That's cube 001. Right click. Mark as asset, and it's there too. See, watch, it's in all. I either can choose current file or the one that I named. It don't matter. They both there. And I'm not going to use the what's it called? The new catalogs. I don't even need that. I made that on a previous video, my first video about this. So I don't even need that. Now I'm gonna open up another file. File. Open recent. I'm gonna call this number 2. Yeah, I want to save it. Let's come down here, open up our asset browser, click on that little clock thing, asset browser. Go back to Founder. And you see, and that's it. And remember, see now, when I click on current file, because I open up a new, I open up a new a new blend file. So the current file is different from, file number 1. I got to pay file number 2. This file number 2. File number 1. Each blend file have its own current file. But for that name, for the folder name was called what? Founder. That's the folder name. So it's there. All right, so I want to just add these two. Just to go over the. I'm gonna add the gear. Just to go over it. Mark asset as gear, and click on the smaller gear, gear 1. Mark it as an asset. And if you're new to the assets, I can replicate these. You see, I can replicate that over and over. I can take off my cubes from the asset browser and drop it right on in. Texture and all. See, that's the good thing about the asset browser. However you make the textures, whatever colors you give it, they're coming right along with your figure. Okay, so we see that. I'm gonna add one more. That's to go over it. See, that's the asset browser. See, it's better than that appending and then linking and all that type of stuff. I'm gonna save this. Save. Now I'm gonna do something different. Let me open up a file in another folder and let's see what happened. Open. Okay, I can open recent file number 3. Go back to the same routine. Open up the asset browser. And we see right here, that's for Founder. Oh, so that's a good thing. I can bring assets from another folder in. And let me make sure. Yeah, this I'm gonna use file. Save as. So this is my asset folder. So that's a good thing. This how it works. The reason I'm able to bring the assets from the Founder folder in, because the Founder folder is like higher up in the file hierarchy. Asset is contained inside the Founder. So I can bring the Founder information to the lower folders. So I got that here. So let me see. And I'm going to go both ways and see if it works. I'm going to drop some of my assets in here. I'm going to elbow joint 1. I'm going to drop it in. Mark as asset. Mark as asset. So it's there. Click on the second one. Mark as asset. Mark as asset. I'm gonna save this, and it's still in the Founder folder too. Okay, let's see if it works. Then it may not be no flaw. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna go back to my first phone. I'm gonna open up my recent. That's in my Founder folder. Let's choose File, Save As. See, it's right there in my Blender folder, which I called Founder. Cancel. Now let me see if I can draw this in. Oh wow! So that's beautiful. So this is how powerful the asset browser is. I can take things from subfolders and bring it right into the others. Because before, when I was doing this, I was having trouble with it. I thought the assets can be contained in its own folder, but it don't seem that way. So maybe the error has corrected itself. So it does seem like I can take assets from other folders and bring it right in, whether they below a folder or a subdirectory or above it. I can bring so the asset browser, it is strong. Let me see. I'm gonna go to file number 2. Let me save this first. Save. Open recent number 2. Okay, that's number 2. File, open recent, number 3. Here's number 3. Let me bring some of these gears in. I can drop it right in. So the asset browser, it is strong. Drop it right in. Let me go to another one. I'm going to open number 4. Or that is number 3. Do I have a number 4? File. Open. Let me check. So I save it. Oh yeah, I do have a 4 file there. So let me go to File, Open. I'm gonna choose number 4. All right, let's open up the asset browser again. Let's expand this window a little. Right, left click here, asset browser. I'm gonna look for the founder. Okay, so I got everything inside that founder folder. So that's good. It's good. So I don't even have to explain the other ones, but I'm gonna go over it anyway. So everything from all them other folders are there, and it's coming from my elbow joints. They are located in a different directory, and they still popping right on up. Grab Y. Okay, grab Y. Rotate Z. 90. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna bring this other one. So the asset browser, it is stronger than I thought it was. It has so far it doesn't have any weaknesses to it. I thought it had that directory weakness. All right, I'm in file number 4. Let me drop, and this is in my my asset folder. Let me see what folder it is. Open. Yes, I'll save it. This is in my asset 1 folder. So I'm gonna bring some of these cones in. Then I'm gonna go to my file 1 folder, mark as an asset, and it's still listed under founder. That's joint number. So that's cone 1. Mark that as an asset. Okay, I'm gonna save it. Then I'm gonna go up to my number 1 file. That's in another folder. See, that what would get me for. It's in okay, and it's got everything right here. Here's those cones. Remember, the cones are in another folder. Another folder. So look, that's powerful, people. So good. So the asset browser really doesn't have. I thought it had a weakness to it, but it don't have no weaknesses to it. You're able to put things in folders, different folders, and bring it right in with no hassle. Rotate Z. With no hassles. So the asset browser, it is powerful. Let me go over it again. Because remember, before I had stuff in, let me go right here. Let me click on my documents. Or documents. Go to Blender. Remember, this folder is called Blender folder, but remember it was called Founder. And we'll go back and prove it. You definitely know about my asset 1 folder. Those 3 files right there. Number 3 and number 4. Asset, or the founder folder had 2 files, number 1 and number 2. Let's jump back to Blender and check something out. Then I can wrap this little episode up. File, edit, preferences. See? The folder right here, Blender. Accept, and I called it Founder. The second folder I called Asset 1. So that's it, my good people. This the asset browser